New York Post, 30th of September 2022, China has set up police posts in the US and Canada to spy on Chinese people and people who are against Communist China. China has opened dozens of overseas police service stations around the world to keep an eye on its citizens and people who speak out against the government who live outside of China. 3 of these stations are in Toronto, 1 in New York City, and 1 in Los Angeles. A human rights group called Safeguard Defenders put out a report earlier this month saying that these operations go against official cooperation between the two countries' police and courts, break the international rule of law, and damage the sovereignty of third countries that are used to set up an illegal parallel police system. The report 110 Overseas, Illegal Chinese Transnational Policing Gone Wild discusses how China has done a lot to stop fraud by its citizens living abroad. One way they have done this is by opening police stations on 5 continents that help the Chinese government carry out policing operations on foreign soil. But China was only putting on a show. Their real goal was to spy on other countries, which is why they set up these police stations. Most of the police stations are in Europe. They can be found in cities like London, Amsterdam, Prague, Budapest, Athens, Paris, Madrid, and Frankfurt. 4 of the stations are in North America as well. 3 are in Toronto, and 1 is in New York City. This kind of station can be found in 54 places in 30 countries. A news story says that China has police stations in New York City and Canada to spy on both Chinese government officials and Chinese people living abroad. Combat the growing fraud and telecommunication fraud issue by Chinese nationals living abroad. According to the report, many of the services a foreign embassy should generally provide the stations offer. However, the Chinese government says that the stations provide essential services to Chinese people living abroad. Instead, the report says that the stations were used to help China's law enforcement in other countries, which is against international law. The study also talks about the stations' violations of human rights, such as the use of harassment and threats against family members of Chinese citizens living abroad and people who are against the Chinese Communist government. The sites have also been used to spread propaganda for the Chinese government, keep an eye on the actions and thoughts of Chinese and other nationals, and spy on the United States.